Hey everybody, welcome to the show. Coming up in this episode, we're going to talk about one of the good neighbor hotels at the Disneyland Resort, the Sheraton Park Anaheim. Coming up next, from the Bob Varley Studio in Orlando, Florida, this is the Diz Unplugged. This is a special edition of the Diz Unplugged, celebrating the 60th anniversary of Disneyland. The Diz Unplugged is brought to you by Dreams Unlimited Travel, experts at helping you plan the perfect Disney vacation. Visit them on the web at www.dreamsunlimitedtravel.com. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show, coming to you from the Bob Varley Studio in Orlando, Florida. I'm your host, Pete Werner, joined today by my good friends, Tom Bell.
I'm just happy to be here.
You guys going to drive me crazy with that. Mr. Michael Bowling.
Hey there, hi there, ho there.
Mr. Will Perry.
I'm just happy to be here.
You're both within smacking distance.
We said it was the last show.
So we had to do it.
We got to do it. Okay. And then back in the production nook, of course, our producer, Dustin West.
I'm also here.
He's not
happy.
I am. Sorry. I am happy to be here.
I'm also here. So this is actually, folks, as we've been saying throughout all these episodes, we're pre-recording these and we're not recording them in order. So this is actually the last show we're doing for this. It's not going to be in that order. I think California Adventure is the last show that goes up with all of this. But for us, this is the last one. We have been recording for 3 days.
Straight. Well, not all of us straight, but
Well, gaily forward. We did 4 on Wednesday, 5 yesterday, 4 today. So it's been kind of crazy, but a lot of fun. Especially just being able to kind of relive the experience. We had such a good time together out in Disneyland back in March, doing all the filming and the running around, and it was especially nice for me to really get a chance to experience some of these off-site hotels, because I normally don't. I'm normally not in them. I'm normally over at the Disneyland Hotel or the Grand California, but Disneyland Hotel if I can make that happen. But so seeing some of these and seeing the options and the fact that there are hotels off-site I would stay in was kind of a nice revelation. But before we talk too much, why are you laughing at me?
it was a revelation.
It was a revelation. I'm not an off-site kind of guy. But some of these hotels, the 4 that we looked at, really was like, wow, okay, these are really nice. But before we get too far into our discussion of the Sheraton Park Hotel, Dustin has put together a nice little overview video to give you a taste of what it was like.
Actually, Craig put this one together.
Oh, okay. Well, Craig put this one. Expect less.
It'll still be okay.
Here you go.
All right.
right, a really nice look at a beautiful hotel, and actually a hotel with a little bit of a history.
That's true. If you listen to our Disneyland Hotel episode, I talk about Jack Rather and how he worked with Walt Disney to build the Disneyland Hotel. Jack Rather owned other properties. The Rather Corporation was very diverse, but he owned other hotel properties in Anaheim and around the country. And one of them was actually this hotel. This hotel was called the Royal Inn. And for Jack, this was more of a moderate-priced hotel that also catered to families and was in close proximity to Disneyland. And so it was it was built after the Disneyland Hotel, but was run consecutively with the Disneyland Hotel. In much of the advertising, Disneyland Hotel and the Royal Inn were both advertised. Also, when you in this hotel, as you saw in the video, there's a lot of historic photographs of Disneyland in there, going back to the early days of this hotel. As the Rather Corporation started to divest itself of its holdings in the 90s, this was one of the properties that it sold, and then ultimately became the Sheraton.
And yeah, that was something that really stood out to me about this property is how much at virtually every turn in this hotel it's embracing its history, and that it's been there for, I mean, when was this, do you know when this hotel was built?
I don't recall.
But I want to say it was, if I recall, it was like early 60s.
Well, in the hallways, they had, these photos of like opening day and really early on in Disneyland's history. And I know I just kept asking Michael, what's going on in that picture? What's going on in that picture? You were there,
Wow.
But with, one of the things that always impresses me when you're dealing with a property that is older, it's a real challenge sometimes to upgrade, update, and maintain the property in such a way that it doesn't feel like you're in an old hotel. And they certainly did that here. If you didn't know that this was an older property, you would never guess from being there, walking in, the lobby, really, really nice lobby, lots of dark wood, open but not cavernous. And, really well, very, very clean. The resort, that's one thing I really noticed about this particular property. Not that the other ones were dirty. This one was just particularly clean. And it had a great lounge area right off of the main lobby. Yeah. That was just, really, I'll say it's, elegant but intimate. Mm-hmm. I think, again, kind of very very clubby with the dark woods and the leather chairs, and yet a lot of places to sit and plug in terms of either USB or regular plug.
Again, this is one of the hotels that's near the convention center, so they're kind of a little bit catering to the convention business as well. So that's why you see the touches with the outlets and things like that.
Right. Computers in the lobby.
Computers in the
flat
lobby.
Screen computers in the lobby. Or the Microsoft.
Right. There's an internet station that's free for hotel guests right there in the lobby, and they also had, again, right off the lobby, they had a really nice grab and go location for quick service. That there was a lot of options.
I think they had all the packaged stuffs, but I think they were also making pizzas.
There was like grill items and ice cream and all sorts of things.
There's a Starbucks as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, pizza, hot dogs, breakfast.
Will has a picture of it up on his screen.
And they had a lot of good stuff there. And there was a little gift shop right next to it.
Correct.
If you wanted to get some California tchotchkes or whatever.
The grounds themselves, really nice. Courtyard area where the pool is was nice. It was comfortable and very well landscaped. It really does kind of give you that resort feel. I'm always one of the things I look for with properties like this that are in a more congested area is how well do the grounds buffer you from that experience?
Right.
So, when I look at, like hotels on Highway 192 here in Orlando, when you can be in an area like that and be at a part of the hotel, a common area of the hotel that feels like it's a million miles away from that's a nice touch. That's definitely what I felt here walking around the grounds, is that, there's a lot of hotels around the convention center, as Tom said, isn't too far away. So there's a lot of activity around this hotel, yet being at the pool or in the courtyard, you'd never know. You'd never know. So this property, unlike the Hilton, does have club level. So there is an upcharge for concierge. There's a concierge lounge.
And when I went, the upcharge was very reasonable.
Really?
It was like $50 difference.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
And how was the lounge?
Oh, it was nice. They had, a couple hot items and the cheeses and veggies and things like that. Bar area, free drinks. For breakfast, it was continental breakfast, but still very, very nice.
That's common in most lounges.
Yeah. It was, and this. I would go in there, and the bartender would be there, and somebody would walk in and say, "Oh, hey Joe, how you doing this week?" So this is a hotel that people come back to.
You've got repeat guests. Yeah. The rooms were. I was very impressed how updated these rooms were. Very comfortable.
I love the rooms.
Nice size, bright, airy. Not tons of magical touches. Again, they're like the Hilton. They're servicing a convention audience as well as a theme park audience. But I think they do it very well. I think they thread the needle really well. Okay. Again, another hotel that has some spectacular views of the park. This one picture we're looking at here, this room had a view of the Tower of Terror.
Yeah.
And it just really...
And a balcony.
And a balcony, yes.
Yeah, I would go down on the balcony and watch the fireworks.
This resort is definitely balcony heavy. A lot of rooms, I think most of the rooms here have balconies, whether they're theme park view or courtyard view. And the courtyard, of course, is going to have the pool as well. And...
If you're a fan of the Swan Dolphin, this is also a Starwood property, so the rooms are going to feel really familiar to you.
Yeah, the Heavenly Beds, which can't say enough about Starwood's Heavenly Beds. And again, as a Sheraton, you do earn Starwood points. Even if you're booking the package through Walt Disney Travel, you still get your Starwood points for the stay there. And... speaking of Walt Disney Travel and the travel packages, we've been talking in all of these about the Good Neighbor package you can get. And I've been looking at, a week in October, because October tends to be a little bit busier at Disneyland, so it's not exactly the lowest price, certainly not peak season either. It's not the highest price. So I was just trying to get something in the middle as a representative of what you can get there. So... the package that we've been talking about, let me just pull up my details here, includes theme park tickets for the length of your stay, park hopper tickets, Magic Morning early admission into it alternates every day, I believe.
No, just Disneyland Park.
Oh, just Disneyland Park. It doesn't do California?
Only on property.
Only on property. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. So early morning admission to Disneyland Park, the ESPN Zone Burger Bundle, the Magical Extras Savings Card, which gives you 10 to 20% off of merchandise and food at select locations, the 5x7 Disney attraction photo, one 5x7 Disney attraction photo, the pin and lanyard, all included with the package. And looking at a week in October, at the Sheraton Park for a party of 4, 2 adults, 2 children. I priced the children out at ages 8 and 11. $22.95 out the door. And this is consistent with the resorts that we've been looking at as part of this event. That, and again, coming from here, when we start talking park tickets and, all this stuff for a week, 5 days, 6 days, I'm expecting a certain price point. And I say, for a family of 4, spend a week at Disneyland. That includes your park tickets, $2,300.
And some nice little extras.
And some nice extras, absolutely. That's a good deal. It's a good deal. And this is one of those hotels, when we did the Hilton, and I'm not sure where this is in relation to the Hilton show. So I may be talking about the Hilton before it actually airs. But when we were doing the Hilton show, I said that the Hilton was my favorite by a little bit. This is the other one. And this is another one that I would stay at in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
I would not think twice about booking this hotel.
There's a lot to do at this property. It's not just the amenities of the hotel, but there's a lot of stuff within walking distance and even connected to the hotel
But even
itself.
I wanted to talk about the restaurant and bar that are
Great lounge, yeah.
attached. And I know that I've eaten in that restaurant before. I don't remember when.
Overland Stage Barbecue.
Yes. And I know I've eaten there before. I wish I could tell you what I thought about the food, but I don't remember. But I know I've eaten there before. And if it was really that bad, I probably would remember. But also a really cool bar.
Yeah, it's almost like a saloon or something.
It's a saloon, yeah. It's kind of got that whole saloon Western feel to it. And that is literally right connected to the hotel, right next to the hotel.
And there's Morton's Steakhouse or something.
A Morton's is right across the parking lot. Yep.
Yeah.
And then also Molly's Kitchen is the on-property cafe that serves breakfast.
Did we
lunch.
eat there?
Oh, yeah, we did eat there. Yeah, we did eat there. That was cool. It was like a diner.
Yeah.
It was like an old 50s diner. And just has a nice atmosphere to it. There's a nice ambiance to it. And that time you stayed there.
Right.
And
I think this was probably my favorite. Just the rooms were familiar and comfortable, and plus that balcony with the fireworks view. You can't beat that.
That's nice.
You can't beat that.
And how about with kids? If West was with you, what would...
Yeah, maybe not. The pool is nice, but it's a little bit of a walk, maybe a 20-minute walk. Art picks out right outside.
Right out front, yeah.
Right out front, so that's not an issue. So.
And for those not familiar, Art is the Anaheim Resort Transit. It's a trolley that runs all around the Anaheim Resort area, $5 a day per person, unlimited rides. So for $5, you hop on the Art and you go back and forth to the parks. You can go into downtown Anaheim. You can even go to Knott's Berry Farm on that. So,
but the rooms are large enough that a family would have no problem staying there. Yeah. He's just staring at me.
Staring at you. It's Let's Make Tom Uncomfortable Day here at the Disneyland.
On the last show.
On the last show. And like I said, the elements of the history that are kind of woven in. Great services, a really, really nice property, incredibly well maintained. I look, whenever I go into a property and I know it's been there for a while, I'm looking. Where can I find signs of the age? Where can I find signs of that wear? And they really have done a tremendous job of keeping this hotel in fantastic shape and very, very, very clean. Did you find that when you stayed there?
Oh yeah. You can't tell that the rooms are as old as we talked about, and you see that in some of the smaller good neighborhood hotels, the lower price point hotels, that you can tell. Oh yeah, they just threw some paint on but not this one.
See, one of the first signs for me here in Orlando, going into a property, that I'll know if this is old, is that one of two things is going to happen when you walk into the room. You're going to be overpowered by the odor of like must. Mm-hmm. It's kind of musty, or you're overpowered by fragrance because they're trying to cover up the must.
Yeah.
With a climate like the climate we have here, and this is why I mention this, because I think people who have stayed off-site in this area may have had this experience, and that may turn them off to the idea of staying off-site other places, or in California. In Orlando, the humidity is what brings that about. The constant humidity throughout the summer months, and even in the spring and fall, we'll experience it, is why older properties have this issue. They don't have that problem out in California.
It's a dry heat.
It's a dry heat. So even with the older properties, you're not going to have that problem unless the hotel has another issue. But it's not going to be because of that. And it's a consistent thing here. If you've got a hotel that's been here for 30 or 40 years, yeah, you're going to have it. You smell it. Not the case out there. So that was why when I go into rooms at a hotel like this, I'm sniffing. Is there any must? Can I smell it? And again, Sheraton. Sheraton's another brand like Hilton that hit or miss. Hit or miss. This one's a hit. I've been in Sheratons that are phenomenal. Of course, you take a look at the Dolphin. Gorgeous hotel. And I've stayed in Sheratons that were a nightmare. An absolute unmitigated nightmare. And this particular Sheraton is one that definitely ranks very high on my list. It would really be neck and neck with this and the Hilton. And I know they compete directly against each other because they're in they're in the same area. They're going for the same audience. And I would say that, just depending on your preference, the Hilton is definitely larger and more expansive, and this one's a bit more intimate. But both have really great on-site services, beautiful rooms, very comfortable. So it's really 6 to 5 and pick 'em. Which one you go with? But you wouldn't get. I don't think you get burned either way.
No.
Were there any comments on the boards?
The only comment was that they love the fireworks view from the balcony.
Yeah, that's right. That's one of the. I can't believe I forgot about that. This is one of the big selling points for this, where it's located.
Yeah.
You absolutely can get rooms with a fireworks view.
We almost went back just to take photos of the fireworks.
We were just too tired that night. We were just too tired. We were so exhausted at that point.
But I think we learned from this and from the Hilton that you can almost get this level of hotel at as the same price as one of the Good Neighbor hotels right across the street from the resort. So if you're willing to walk a little bit or take the ART, you can get a much nicer hotel for a great price point.
What was your price point here when you booked it?
I think it was $174 for concierge. I booked courtyard view, but when I checked in, they upgraded me to the fireworks view or the park view.
And were you able to see the fireworks in the park view?
Oh yeah, it's beautiful.
And you said there was basically a $50 premium.
That was $50.
So if you had not had concierge, and this was during spring break, $124 a night. And it's a Sheraton, and a nice Sheraton, and comfortable.
I think this was weekdays. I think it was like a Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, or something like that.
Is it significantly higher on the weekends?
My guess would be it's significantly higher during the week conventions.
Oh, okay. So, again, these kind of price points, we'll throw these numbers out there, just kind of giving you a representative.
Right.
But, saying this in every one of these shows, prices at hotels in general, but in resort areas like Disneyland and Walt Disney World in specific, are subject to fluctuate wildly based on occupancy, time of year, things like that. All hotels yield their rates, and what that means is, as the hotel fills up, the rates go up, and it's common practice in the industry, but something that you see happen a lot more in resort areas because they're popular and resorts tend to fill up. But one of the things that really does benefit people is competition, and there's a lot of competition, and it's all in a very concentrated area around Disneyland.
Well, between the Hilton and the Marriott there, you have 2,500 rooms.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And that drives the competition drives down prices.
Right.
Drives down prices. But I will tell you that this experience of seeing these offsite hotels really opened my eyes to, what that experience is like and what's available, and just seeing the four of them, because we got a really nice cross section.
We did.
Howard Johnson's, Residence Inn, Hilton, and this property, a really nice cross section, different types of properties. different locations, but I really saw the value in all of them. I really saw the value for different segments of the market in all of them. And just like I said, my preference is always to stay on site. It's always to stay on site. I like the experience of being at the Disneyland Hotel in particular. But if it was if it was the difference between being at Disneyland and not being at Disneyland, because I couldn't get on site,
Right.
These hotels are absolutely 100% worth staying at. And I certainly wouldn't give up the opportunity. I'm not going to be like, no, I'm not going to Disneyland because, can't get into the Disneyland Hotel. Be very happy to stay at any one of these properties, but particularly the Hilton and the Sheraton.
Mm-hmm.
I think would definitely be my first choice.
Yeah. I'd be happy to stay in any of them just as well. What's your guys'
You just want to go back to Disneyland.
Well, that too. What's your guys' experience with the ART transportation? Has it been good?
Good question.
Yeah, definitely. Every 15 minutes comes around. Art will. There's
And those are the cute little trolleys, right?
no, they're buses. Most
they're
of them are
buses?
buses. There's some of them are shorter buses, but most of them are buses. We'll pick up probably 2 or 3 hotels and then take you back to the Disneyland Resort and reverse when you leave for the night.
Why did I think they were trolleys?
I think they may have used to be.
Because I'm gay and I think of Judy Garland hanging off the back of one.
That may be too.
Clang, clang, clang.
Right.
They're very reliable,
Right.
too. Very
One thing
punctual.
you want to make sure is you have your bus ticket before you get on the bus, because on the bus they don't sell the 1-day tickets or the 3-day tickets. You can only get a one-way fare on the bus, cash only. But the Sheraton Park has a kiosk right there. There's
a vending machine right there, yeah.
to get your tickets. So
And
Very
and it's $5 a day. Is it cheaper if you do a 3-day pass?
slightly, it's ends up being like $4 a day if you do a 3 or 5-day pass.
Can't beat that.
Yeah, kids are even cheaper.
And just remember your route.
Yeah,
That's the
your
big
route
thing.
number.
We see people forget what route they're on.
There's a big old list at the
Yeah.
Disneyland Resort where the buses pick up that tells you what your route number is. But it's really cool because you'll take the bus to the Disneyland Resort, but then you can grab a different route and go shopping somewhere or go to a restaurant or
You can explore, and for $5
for
a day,
$5 a day.
it's pretty
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, I think at some point I want to go out there and do that. Stay off site and kind of fully have that experience and kind of review that experience. This one, especially, we're there 8 days and we're working. And I mean, when I say working, we were filming and shooting 10, 11, 12 hours a day while we were there. And so being on site, being at the Disneyland Hotel, that's, that made sense. It would have been a lot more difficult to stay off site and be lugging equipment
Yeah.
back and forth. But that being said, the next time I don't know. But because again,
He says that now.
but I think about that and I think, okay, what would that? Because I have stayed off site once, and it was with my mom and a few other people. I think Teresa was with us, and we stayed at a different Sheraton that's no longer. I don't think it's a Good Neighbor Hotel any. Or it might be the Sheraton. It's the one that kind of has a Tudor look to it.
Oh yeah, no, it's not a good neighbor hotel.
Okay.
It also lost its Sheraton status.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you because this was about, I think, 5, 6, 7 years ago, maybe.
It's the one located right behind Disneyland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we had an excellent experience there. Mom had her scooter, and anytime we wanted to go to the park, they brought around a special van just for us. Loaded her scooter on, took us over, gave us their number, said whenever you're ready to come back, let us know.
Wow.
We had really nice rooms, nice restaurant. But yeah, I guess it's gone downhill because in those days I know it was a Good Neighbor, but they've lost their designation. So, but that was my only experience, and I'd like to maybe do it again and try it and be able to explore more of Anaheim. I've never seen.
Right.
There's so much in Anaheim I haven't seen.
Yeah.
So I think that might make you, I'm trying to come up with a reason to go back. So, I've got to go cover this stuff for you. Somebody's got to do it. But, all right, that is going to do it for our discussion of the Sheraton Park Hotel at the Disneyland Resort. We hope you enjoyed it, and we'll be back with you again next time with another edition of the Diz Unplugged. Thanks for being with us, everyone, and remember, go to Disneyland.